Good morning. You're listening to XPulse AI Morning Mix. Today is Sunday, March 22nd, 2026. We've got two big moves toward desktop AI assistants, plus a small tweak that could make Gemini easier to learn. I've got Orion with me, ready to jump in?
Ready, let's do it.
TechRadar reported on March 20th that OpenAI is planning a desktop Superapp combining ChatGPT, Codex, and its Atlas browser, attributing it to the Wall Street Journal. Orion, what are we actually looking at here?
A consolidation play, one desktop app that covers chat, coding, and browsing workflows instead of separate tools. If Atlas is the browsing layer, it could turn search plus do into a single loop, ask, gather, execute, without bouncing between apps.
Is this more about convenience or locking in workflows?
Both. Convenience is the adoption wedge, but the strategic part is keeping the full chain, prompt, context, actions inside OpenAI's surface. If developers live in Codex and users live in ChatGPT, a unified app reduces friction and makes switching costs feel natural.
What changes for competitors like Claude or Gemini?
Desktop becomes the battleground, not just the model. Whoever owns the default window for work wins attention, context, and habits. Also, bundling lets OpenAI ship features faster, like permissions, memory, and agent controls, once across everything.
On March 20th, Cinco Diaz, citing Bloomberg, reported Google has begun beta testing a native Gemini app for macOS. Orion, why does a Mac app matter when Gemini already works in the browser?
Native apps get privileged workflows, global hotkeys, tighter file access, notifications, and OS-level sharing menus. It's also a credibility signal. Google's treating Gemini like a first-class desktop assistant, closer to how people use ChatGPT or Claude apps day to day.
The report also nods to Gemini potentially integrating with Apple's next Siri later in 2026. How should we read that?
It suggests Google is preparing for Gemini everywhere, including Apple's ecosystem. A Mac app is a stepping stone, same audience, same expectation of polish, and potentially a way to learn what users want before any deeper Siri integration ships.
What's the practical effect if this beta goes well?
Gemini becomes less of a website you visit and more of a utility you summon. And yes, your dock is about to look like an AI conference badge lineup.
While we're on Gemini, Tom's Guide reported on March 20th that Android Authority spotted code hints for a new Discover tab in the Gemini app. Orion, what's the intent?
Onboarding. A Discover tab would surface prompts, tutorials, and feature guidance so people don't have to guess what Gemini can do. That matters because capability doesn't help if users never find it or forget the exact phrasing that unlocks it.
So less magic, more map?
Exactly. Better discovery usually means more consistent usage and fewer people blaming the model for a feature they simply didn't know existed.
All right, today's theme was desktop gravity. OpenAI is reportedly aiming for a single desktop hub across chat, coding, and browsing, and Google is pushing Gemini onto macOS with the Apple and Siri backdrop lurking in the wings.
If these apps land well, the best model debate shifts toward best daily workflow. The winner is whoever feels like the fastest path from intent to done.
That's it for XPulse AI Morning Mix. If a friend or coworker is trying to keep up with AI without doom scrolling, send them this episode. Thanks for listening. I'm Iris, and we'll catch you tomorrow morning.
See you then.